we have a question from our friend Courtney, who's having trouble balancing a new relationship with his jiu-jitsu training schedule. So he says that he's been training jiu-jitsu for about 4 years now. You know, he deeply loves it. He wants to be good at it, and he's getting ready for a competition now. So the volume and intensity of the training is going up, right? The hard training's going up. There's more of it, and he's starting to drop some weight to get down to a lower weight class. All that stuff's fine. The only thing that is happening now is that he's been in this relationship for 3 months with this amazing woman, and there's some friction being created by the two because she wants him to spend more time with her, and she wants him to, go on dates and things instead of training. And she's texting him while he's at training. Hey, what are you doing? When you get in here? Whatever, right? Stuff's going on. And he says that he is torn because he wants to balance the relationship because he doesn't want her to think that he's spending too much time there, but at the same time, he really loves this stuff and he wants to be good at it. And he's wondering if I have any sort of insights on the issue that he's dealing with. So, brother, thank you for the question. And I'm going to tell you that because you're 24, from the time I was 18 to about 27, I sabotaged every relationship from the get-go because I didn't do something. I didn't realize this at first, but every relationship from that time frame, I completely destroyed before the relationship even got started, even though I didn't know it. Basically, what would happen is when I was younger, I would serial date. I would go on all these dates, meet all these different women, and I would find one that I liked and zeroed in, right? It was just like I was on the chase. I found the one woman that I really liked, and I wanted her to like me. I wanted her to be with me, and so I would be all in. And they would know that I was passionate about this jiu-jitsu thing. They didn't really know what it was, but they knew I was passionate because I would talk about it from time to time. And then what would happen is that as I got more and more into this woman, my training schedule came way down because I was going on dates, I was spending more time with them, I was infatuated with this person, and because I, as a young guy, I desperately wanted them to like me, so I was like, please stick around, so I'm spending all this time with them. My training schedule was way down. Well, once the relationship sort of came to a sense of normalcy and I felt secure knowing that they were my girlfriend, and I was their boyfriend, that kind of thing, and we're together, when I would go back to my normal training schedule, then they're like, what's going on? Like, I had one woman, in fact, that she thought I was cheating on her. She would text me like, where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm at the gym. And she's like, why are you there so much? Right? She thought I was cheating on her. I was like, this is how I always train. And to her reply to me was, well, you haven't trained like that since you've been dating me. It's like, you get a point, right? So the big thing that you have to do early on, man, is draw some boundaries, set some precedents early on. Because as you guys are in a new relationship, you're kind of exploring your boundaries, right? You're kind of like, it's like being in a room and sort of feeling around and seeing, like, where the walls and everything are, like kind of finding your space. And you have to kind of know where that is with each other, right? Because you got to know where your space is, what's on the table, what's not on the table, right? And so you have to do that, and it's very helpful in the relationship to set the boundaries. And the reason I said I sabotaged every relationship in the beginning was because I never set those boundaries. So I gave this person an unrealistic view of who I was because I completely let all my boundaries go out the window so that this person would come in, and then I started to put those boundaries back up afterwards, and they're like, well, who the hell is this person? I didn't start dating this person. I dated someone else. And you don't want to give that person that surprise sort of feeling when you go back to your normal training schedule. So it's better that you set those boundaries early so the person can make a clear, like a more of a realistic sort of idea of, like, do I really like this person? They train this jiu-jitsu stuff a lot. Am I okay with that? Because again, if they're not, it's better that they leave now than you get into this thing that you guys neither one of you guys want to be in, where it gets, really messy. Because, like, let's say, for instance, if she puts her foot down, you got to do this, and you start to cave, right? And you start to go on dates, and you don't train as much. You never cut the weight, so you had to go into a higher weight class, and you don't get prepared properly. You do poorly at the tournament. You're going to resent her. You're not going to be happy. And I see this happen all the time. Guys come into the gym all the time. It happens with women too. Sometimes the guys in the relationship don't like the women rolling around with a bunch of sweaty guys, but it happens more frequently than with women, with guys. So guys will come into the gym, they'll train, they're having a great time, and then their significant other will start to pull them away from training, and they'll disappear, they'll be gone, right? And then again, they'll leave, they'll become, infatuated with this woman, they'll eventually come back, maybe a year, 6 months, whatever it is, when the relationship falls apart. Because again, if someone's trying to take you away from something you really want to do, there's a problem there. And when they come back, they're always heads hung and they're bummed out because they're like, man, I feel like I'm starting at square one again with something I really, really love, and I really wish I wouldn't have quit. Because again, they always say something to the effect of, like, man, if I wouldn't have quit back then, I would be a purple belt, I'd be a brown belt, whatever it was, because they gave up at that point. And again, you don't want to do that, because if it's something that you desperately want to do, man, you're 24 years old, you got a lot of life in you, man. You don't want to start caving into other people's demands at this point in your life. You need to set those boundaries. Now, the one thing I would say is, because she may be on board, right? involve her in everything that you're doing. Maybe that's the key. Like I know that with the woman that I'm with now, right? She trained a little bit before and she did some CrossFit, did some jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But she kind of knew what I was getting into, right? And she knew what she was getting into. And so when she started dating me, there was no question. The boundaries were set and she was okay with those. She was there to support me along the way. And I told her this the other day. Like I told her, I was like, you make me shine. Like you make me so much better than the person I was, because my success as a human being, like our relationship and my success both parallel. They just went, as the relationship got better and as she became a part of my life did this. And I think it's a direct correlation because of her. And I think that if you get into a good relationship, it can be life-changing, man. You just got to find the right person. So what I would say to you is set those boundaries and then let her come in. If she wants to go along for the ride, great. If she doesn't, And if she does come along for the ride, be ready to support her if there's something that she decides to do that maybe you have some resistance to. Maybe you don't really like it. Be there to support her 100%. And one of the things that you might be able to do is involve her with you. I kind of touched on this and kind of let it go, but involve her with the training, right? Like bring her in, say, hey, come watch training. Hey, film a couple of my rolls so I can watch them later. And like, check this thing out. Hey, we've got a women's only class. Maybe you got one. Maybe she can try it out. Do these different things to maybe involve her with the whole process so that she doesn't feel so alienated from this thing that you're doing. Because then by her being able to see how hard you're training, to see all the guys in the gym pushing each other and all the men and women that are like getting after it, like it's a different thing because then she gets to see it and she's like, oh, this is what you're doing. This is way different than I expected, right? And she might be a little bit more open to the idea. So, brother, I hope that something in that video was helpful to you. I hope something in that video would be useful to you. But either way, good luck on your tournament and good luck with the relationship. Thanks for the question, Courtney.